right, well, it's also okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
Finally!
I'm not interested in a treatment that accidentally wastes our time.
Why are you taking the risk?
I can't bear the thought of being forgotten.
As a divorced guy who recently started dating a woman with her own reproductive issues, and my father who has stage 3 right now.
Oh my gosh.
This movie hit like a ton of bricks.
Holy
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean,
Whoa.
you know, but life keeps going.
Yeah.
And
You
that's what this
okay?
movie's all about. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
So, were there moments when you know, either were on set or in these 2 weeks of rehearsal prior where you started to kind of balance all those issues in your head? How Almut and Tobias would be perceived and how an audience would look at them?
I personally, my ideal state on set is to forget there's a camera. To forget there's an audience in a way. Because I think that's when an audience is most served. When you, the artist, is touching and pulling up the deepest, most personal, most vulnerable parts of yourself, like as you did at the beginning of this interview. I immediately feel a connection with you. Through the details of your life, I'm in touch with the details of my life, and I know that you are the other me and I am the other you. Immediately, we're part of the same tribe. Done. All three of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that. So I think our job as storytellers is to be as personally involved in the imaginary circumstances as possible. So sorry, but do we know each other?
I ran you over. Sorry.
Sorry.
For me, I have to attack roles hoping that there's not going to be judgment. In every role that I've done, I've tried my very best to make some of the most terrible of humans have maybe some sympathy from the audience. And even the most terrifying of characters, we still try and find a way through storytelling and script to feel for them. And what was amazing about this, like the arguments unfold and the arguments are real, and then they're me. I mean, one of the lines that Almut said is like, "No, now you're just being mean." And it's not for any character to be right or wrong. It's for them to be both, because that's who we are and how we are as humans. We are always flawed, and it's always perfect. And that's what makes this story and these two characters so wonderful to watch and dance through their life together, is because they're both figuring things out as they go, and they're both changing with each other. And it's really wonderful to watch them do that at the same time. What's the rush?
Because I'm worried that there's a very distinct and real possibility that I am about to fall in love with you.
We get such a great sense of them and how they evolve, because I think Almut's fairly different from where she starts. You know, I think she's lost some of that edge, some of that brashness. But did that present a challenge to have to, you know, actually portray so much of their lives, or did that give you a better picture of who they are?
You know what? That was the bit that I saw myself in. I think I'm softening with age. And I think when
That's the idea.
Yeah. And I think when I was younger, I was so proud of being adamant on things, which actually looking back on it, I'm so grateful that I was so like opinionated and strong-willed and like hard on things. Because that's like really cool to see a young person stand their ground and go, no, this is what I believe in, and this is who I am, and don't you dare with that.
Especially a young woman.
Yeah, and I'm really like happy that that's who I was then. I'm also now understanding the art and the skill of going, all right, well, it's also okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
Finally!
It's okay to be wrong, and it's also okay to change your mind like Almut does, and it's also okay to be strong-willed and opinionated and hard, but it's also okay to say, all right, maybe I was a bit too hard. So that was the piece of Almut that I really saw myself in. This was all you had on you. Chocolate orange was pronounced dead at the scene.
I mean, there's so much to Almut, you know, you had to train for as well. I mean, you know, you're in a Michelin star restaurant. You're learning so much about, you know, just how your character goes through this illness. But at the flip side, Andrew, what did you research to become the Weetabix Man?
A lot of Weetabix study. Yeah, lots of...
You had Weetabix every day?
I was reading the back of the box most mornings just to kind of make sure I got into character.
You had people write the script on the box.
Yeah. I am regular now, proud to say.
You must be so regular.
I am. You know, This was research light for me.
Yeah.
Which is quite a nice thing. Because although I do, like, I love spending a lot of time to get to, you know, to learn, I like Master of None kind of thing is such a nice thing. It's like, oh, I get to learn about carpentry. I'm playing a carpenter. Oh my God, heaven. I get to learn about Catholicism for a year. Oh my God, the best. So with this, it was more a different muscle, a kind of even a scarier muscle. It was a little bit like diving without a parachute.
I am guilty of looking ahead instead of right in front of me at you.
So I think for me, it was more an exercise in presence and trust and surrender and letting go as the character was doing it himself. It was all reflective. You know, you let go in a scene, you don't know if you're going to be caught by your fellow actor. And every time it felt like we were holding each other in such a way where we could flow with the river of whatever these two souls wanted to do, take to take.
And weirdly, that it doesn't happen all the time. That's what's so strange. We're talking about it,
It's rare.
And it must obviously, to lots of people, sound, well, surely that is just acting, like you say your line and then you act it.
Yeah.
It's so rare. Most of the time, it's like you really want to do it, but maybe someone else doesn't really want to go there. And so it was so special to do take by take, and like you would carve a little bit here, and then I'd carve a little bit there, and every single take would then mean something different slightly.
Yep.
Probably ought to get going.
Who says? Unless you have to do, then
I have nothing.